Hey everybody, this is Jessica, and in the previous video I showed you the basics of loading your InstaGlam swatches and applying the gold styles to your items. And now I'm going to show you something really cool, which is a new feature of InstaGlam, and that is the actions that I made that allow you to put the styles on a colored item and have it use the color as the base for the style. So first thing I'm going to do is I want to load up my actions. So it could be in a different place, and if you don't see it, go to Windows and click Actions and it will pop up in Illustrator. So I go to my actions, go to the top right, and I'm going to load actions. I already have them in there, but I'll show you how to load them. So I'm going to go to my desktop. I'm going to go to the file folder that says the actions. I'm going to click on InstaGlam Actions and click Open. So that's going to have my actions there. But that's not all. Then we don't have any of our swatches yet. But if you remember, there's something called VIP Load and Swatch Panel. This is very important. We want to go over here to Swatches. We want to open Swatch Library, Other Library, and we want to find those VIP Load and Swatch Panel and click Open. Now, these are very key for the actions because these swatches here need to be in here for you to run these actions. They can't be over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select them all, and you could just click them all one by one or drag them over here. You can drag them over there like that and they'll be in there, or you can click Add to Swatches. But they must be in here. They can't just be a free-floating library. So I'm going to load them up and I'm good to go for my actions. So I've got my VIP swatches in here. I've got my actions. And now I'm going to pick a set of a collection that I want to work with. So I'm going to I'll load it from here, and I'm going to load up my leopard collection. It's here as a shortcut because I had used it just quite recently. So I'm going to click on my leopard collection and I'm going to open those swatches because I want to run that. And I might just open another collection too. I'm going to open the gold papers. So you can open as many of these as you want. And I'm going to put it on large list view. Nope, I'm like smallest. So that I'll have a couple collections that I want to work with. These I already have, so I'm going to turn these off. So I'm going to throw these down here so I have them handy dandy. So I'm going to show you how this works. Basically, you've got an object here and you've got the different collections, and each collection has an action. So for example, I want to put this in one of the leopard styles. So I'm going to press leopard, or just, select my leopard action, and I'm going to push. Oh, one thing that's very important. I almost forgot this. I select this item, and you need to make sure that when you're running these actions for this automatic colorize, action, you need to have your appearance panel open and you need to make friends with it, because this, if you haven't used this in the past, this is very important. So I have my item selected, and I just need to, and you'll see this is the appearance of your item. You'll see your stroke, you'll see your fill, you'll see opacity. You want to touch your fill layer here, and this is really key when you run the action. Touch the fill layer, get your leopard action, and press play, and bam, it's going to put that layer on there, and it's going to put it at a luminosity opacity so that you can see your color, that it works with your color, and it puts the texture on it. So it's super easy. I mean, it's really great workflow enhancer. And not only that, because it's the appearance, it's almost like a little layer group inside this, vector shape. So I can just be touching that fill layer, and I can go through and change my different patterns. And I can go through, so it doesn't really matter what action you start with. Because all these actions are tied with the VIP swatches, so it'll run no matter what. But if you want to load, like, hey, I want zebras now, well, you need to load that collection up so you can see it. But I can just flip through there. How easy is that? And change all those like that. And I can even change the color. I can touch the fill layer here, and I can go through and change it blue, change it red, you know, change it yellow, whatever you want. So that's the basics. That's just how easy it is. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to touch this green leaf. Very key on your appearance panel, touch the fill layer, because that's going to make sure that it runs the action and puts that texture layer in the right place. You don't want to be touching the stroke because it would put it on top and it would not look right. The stroke would, I don't know, it would not look right. So basically, all you got to do is touch that fill layer. I am going to run my gold paper action, press play. Awesome. And the gold papers can look really neat. It's almost like a watercolor sort of effect. So I'm going to go through here. I ran my gold paper action, but it doesn't really matter. I can go through and click on the leopards. I can go to my gold papers, click through there. You've got some great effects. If I want something different, I can go down to the bottom right here, go to other library. Well, let's load up my zebra collection here. Give it a second. Oh, there it is. We'll do small list, and hey, let's try some zebra here thing. So you can see it's just really neat. It's really easy, and that just gives you a lot more workflow speed, and you can just take these designs that you've already done in color and apply those really cool effects just super effortlessly. You just have to remember a couple little things. And one thing that's very important is on type, you can do these styles, but you've got to do something first. So say I have this pink text and I want to put that layer on. Well, you can, but you've got to do something first. Go to my prep type for action. It's the very top one, and I'm going to press play, and that's going to put that fill layer that you need for this workflow. So it is going to change it back to black, so you can change it to whatever color you want. Not a big deal. And then you just run any action like you had run before. So I'm going to push gold paper, going to press play, bam, it's on there. Now I can go through and put some of these cool effects on there, whichever ones you like. And it works just the same, and it's just as editable, and you can do all that. And then I can just double click here and change well, that kerning isn't very nice, but you know, it's totally editable. It's amazing. We'll just put it back to glam. You can change the color, of course. Just go to that fill and go through here. You can change the color to anything you want. So it's really super cool, super amazing, and editable. So you're going to learn how to make friends with your appearance panel, because that's really important for this colorization workflow. But you know, you can take just these little simple shapes that you would get from some illustrations online or something and make them really spectacular with just a click. So that is the basics of the set. One thing that I want to point out, there is one action here called intensify color and texture. And so that might be like if you want this to be a little bit deeper of a color, you can touch the pattern layer, make sure you just touch the right layer, touch the pattern layer, and press play, and that's just going to intensify that. Basically all I did was make it have another black fill layer over it, and it put the opacity to 75% overlay. But you see that did that, so it made that color a little more intense. I'm going to do the same thing here. Press play on that intensify action, and that just intensified my color. So I'm just trying to find things that you might want to do, make them faster. There's another feature called the iridescent overlay, which is pretty cool. Now, one thing that you might want to do, like, hey, I like the gold style on this, but I want this to be, or I like this zebra style, but I want this to be in silver, not gold. And if you ever want it to be silver, all you do is you take the color layer here, that color, and you change it to black. And that's going to put anything in silver. So same thing here, touch that, the fill color, put it to black, that's going to be silver.